Good evening, everybody. It's Saturday, June 13th, and this is actually the third video that I'm shooting. And the inspiration for this video came from the last video that I shot because I wanted to talk about what the 3-2-1 rule is in IT and cybersecurity, but the last video was getting a little bit long. So I decided to do it in a separate video. The 3-2-1 rule applies to backups, and the 3-2-1 rule reads like this. You have 3 copies of backups on at least 2 different devices. And one of those devices must be hardened against disaster. Fire hardened and flood hardened preferably. Now, to be honest, the 3-2-1 rule can be expensive to implement, depending upon how much data we're talking about and what resources are available to store extra copies of data and what resources have to be purchased. But it's a lot less expensive in a lot of cases than having a massive data loss, especially if you are a business and have lost everything, than to follow 3-2-1 rule. And there's two. When I say it could be more expensive, a lot of you guys that have followed the channel for a long time have heard me talk about Drive Savers, my data recovery house out in California. And they've been around since 1985, and I love them to death, but they are very, very expensive. The last data recovery I did with them was $3,500. And this particular data recovery was to merely recover one file. Yeah, you heard me right. One file. But this one file was absolutely critical to this company's operation. They had a hard time operating without it. And we had to get it back. And the hard drive failed, and there were no other backups of this one particular file. The other thing that happens to a lot of companies when they lose data is they outright will go out of business. There's a very grim statistic, and that is if you are a company that's had a data loss, there's a 90% likelihood that you're not going to survive it. That your business is going to go under because of that data loss. That's not a good statistic. So yes, following the 3-2-1 rule is expensive, but it's a lot less expensive than having to call Drive Savers or losing your company entirely. And it has happened. There's been many news stories of data loss causing an entire company to go out of business. If you need any help implementing the 3-2-1 rule as a business owner, my contact information is always at the beginning of every video. As always, feel free to rate, comment, like, and subscribe, and I will talk to everyone soon. See everyone next time. Bye-bye.